Yo, what up? It's Shay. We're coming here. We're doing some videos. I'm bringing you some new content. I wanted to do some bestie videos with my best friend here. We've been friends for 14, count them, 14 years since junior high school.
And this is how we met. So we were in detention in junior high, and I remember everything that she was wearing. She had on a denim little jacket. She had on braids to the side, and then she had those little beads on the end. And then we just exchanged numbers.
First of all, I want to say that I was in detention because I was trying to get my hustle on. I was selling candy, and it was against the rules to sell candy at my school, so they gave me detention for selling candy.
I forgot why I had detention. Probably talking too much. I don't even know.
I could believe that.
But my bestie had style. Everything on her was denim.
Feel me? Poppin'. The unique thing about us and our friendship is that we both have fought life-threatening illnesses at one point in time. I'm still fighting. But yeah, I was born with sickle cell disease. I've had issues with it all my life, pain crisis, just, in and out of the hospital. I have a really rough pregnancy, which she was really there for me during my pregnancy. So I can say that I'm grateful to have, a friend like her. It's a fight, I fight to live every day, but it's one I'm definitely down for.
When I was 13 months old, I was diagnosed with ALL, which stands for acute lymphoblastic leukemia. It's rare. It affects fewer than 200,000 cases per year. And pretty much what ALL is that it's a type of cancer of the blood and bone marrow, and it affects the white blood cells. So I want to say that around 5 years old, that's when I went into remission. But I don't remember too much, but I do remember, I guess, enough. I remember living at the hospital for a long time. I remember just the noises the machines would make. I remember through chemo and radiation and all kinds of stuff. I went through a lot for my childhood. On top of that, I had other things that I needed to have surgery for, but I think my parents are the ones that suffered, I guess, I wouldn't say the most because I was the one dying, but I guess they would let them know that I wasn't going to live and I was going to die so many times. And, imagine just a parent hearing that their child was going to die every day and they didn't even give them any hope. They pretty much told them that they needed to give me a sibling. Okay, my brother, which, I love so much, I guess they needed his bone marrow. By the end of the journey, he was finally here. They said that they didn't even need the bone marrow, and I was, I was saved at that point. So God really came through for me, and also, the doctors and my family.
She beat cancer, y'all. It was a lot like sickle cell, because a lot of people just consider sickle cell a blood cancer. So it's so crazy how similar our stories is. We talked about how we both dealt with life-threatening illnesses, so how doctors tried to put time limit on our lives. They also tried to tell us that we couldn't have kids. We couldn't have kids, we wouldn't be able to have kids, we wouldn't be able to carry them to term, so on and so forth. We were both blessed with kids. I have a daughter, and she has 2 kids. She has a daughter and a son.
The doctor said that I was not going to be able to have kids because of the chemo and radiation that I was going through and all that. My mom didn't think to tell me anything because she probably thought I was going to go a little bit crazy knowing that information, but I'm pregnant at 18, and instead of, I guess, being upset at me, she was just so happy because she thought that she would never be a grandma.
Blessings on blessings on blessings. So we're going to talk a little bit about our similarities and our differences now. We have so much in common and so much that we do alike. Like, we both have basically the same cursive handwriting, which is like weird. So weird.
Tell about the letter from earlier.
We wrote a Dear John letter. And you can't tell which one is which. You can't tell which part is which. I would hold the paper up, but we're not gonna be disrespectful. It's people don't need to see all that.
So, one thing that I love about my bestie is that we're so similar in the sense that we're both go-getters. She's doing her thing with the foundation, going to school, and she lets nothing stop her, even after having her daughter Nyla. And it's the same thing with me. I never gave up on college, and so I'm still in school, and my daughter's 7 already. So, and even before her, I've kind of, I guess, been in school. We haven't given up on our dreams, and there were a lot of people that doubted us because of our situation. They were pretty much saying that we were, gonna give up or whatnot, but it didn't happen. So for any of you guys out there that think that things like having kids or anything else can stop you or will stop you, as long as you have the will, there's a way.
Amen to both love and respect God and our faith. We have a strong faith in God. We're both terrific moms. First of all, you got the right to show out. She has her master's from USC in social work, okay? She's a certified master's of social... Is that how you say it? Say it how you say it.
Master of social work.
There we go. Okay? Right, get the title right, okay? So, I'm proud of my bestie. Where's your best friend? Where's your best friend?
And I'm still in school, people.
She about
what
to
am
get
I
her
doing?
doctorate. She about to be Dr. Arlette. Okay? Get it right.
And my bestie over here, she's an entrepreneur. Everything that she does is very business-minded.
Filmmaker, photographer,
future director. She's going to invite me to Oscars. She's going to invite me to the Oscars.
So we're going to talk about our differences. Arlette is more of a square, She's been, I don't want to say sheltered her whole life, but kind of, yeah. Whereas...
It's fun sometimes.
I make you fun. It's okay.
Yeah, I've been having fun without you. But even more with you now.
I know. And in high school, I was her fun, okay? If it wasn't for me, her high school would have been dull and boring and retarded. And she probably would just, I don't know, shriveled up. She's more of sugar, and I'm more of tequila and ice.
I'm margarita now.
Okay, with extra sugar. And I'm like margarita with lime and salt. Two of my fondest memories of this one here was when we was in high school. I turned 17. She made me this pineapple devil's food cake or whatever, and like it had like a smiley. We ended up going back to my house. We was in school. My house was around the corner from our high school, so we ended up pinching a little bit of my aunt's weed back then.
Bad influence.
Hey.
I was a good girl before I met her.
She met me in detention. She couldn't be that good. Okay? So, like I said, we ended up smoking. That was her first time ever smoking. We had the munchies. That cake did not make it back to school.
So, Shay, my bestie here, didn't even put the cake on a plate. She just got the fork and started digging in.
Hey!
She ate the whole thing.
I had the munchies. Sitting. First of all, you helped, okay?
I helped a little bit.
You helped a lot of bit. You helped a lot of bit, okay?
We did.
We messed that cake up. Another fond memory I have is when I was really, really sick one time. I was in so much pain. I was in so much pain I could barely move. I could not even put icy hot on my body. And she was totally there for me. She helped me get my meds and everything. And she rubbed the icy hot on my body. But not only did she rub the icy hot on my body, but this is a best friend right here. She made sure she rubbed it on my derriere. In case you don't know what a derriere is, it is the butt, okay, the bottom, the ass, okay, for those of you who don't know. And, I just really thought that was, like, a real, like, indication that she really cared, you know what I'm saying? Because not many people would be like, oh, let me rub this icy hot on your ass because it hurt. I was in so much pain, y'all. I just was like, oh, she loves me.
I did. I remember that day. That day I was so scared, but I also felt so bad because I've known about her condition for a couple years, even before then. And, she pretty much told me about what happens when she has a crisis, and I always remembered that. So when she had her crisis, I knew what happened, and I can just imagine how much it hurt. And I remembered, I didn't show her, but I was panicking. I went to a corner and I started crying, and then I called my boyfriend. Well, he's my husband now, but I called him before. We were all best friends and stuff. And I was like, I don't know what to do. She's in so much pain. What do I do? And he gave me like some advice. He calmed me down and everything. But yeah, that whole time, I was there for her, and she fell asleep. I don't know. I felt good about myself.
That's a good best friend right there.
She lived with her auntie, so she had to call her auntie every time out of respect. But it didn't matter because at the end of the day, if her auntie said no, she'd just be like, all right, well, you're coming anyway. So we were at the house, and we ate up everything. And then when it was close to the time that her auntie got home, which would be like around 6 o'clock, that was when I went in the closet. That's kind of what we did. And then when her auntie would be in the kitchen or doing something, she would sneak me down.
She would go smoke. I'm talking about my auntie.
Oh, okay. She would go smoke. And then she would just walk me out to the front when my mom was
sneak her out. We never really got caught.
Yes.
We did.
Her auntie ended up opening the closet. And I was just there hiding. I was scared of her auntie because she was just kind of mean. And she just looked at me. She was like, Arlette, really? And she was like, go. So I ended up, I just did my thing. I guess it didn't matter at that point. Oh, she would still hide me. I mean, the only reason why she would even ask is just so that she doesn't have to hide me. Because it's inconvenient. She didn't give a damn.
Bro, we didn't feel like doing all that sometimes, you feel me? We just wanted to, chill. One of the very unique things about us is that we're pretty much one of the only friends we have that met our grandmas. And both our grandmas meant the world to us. It was, very special, the fact that she met my grandma before she passed away. And, she was there with, being my rock and being a friend to me when she was in the hospital and even after she passed away. My grandma died in 2004.
Mine died a year later.
We was both there for each other. I was that support to her because I had just went through the same thing.
I remember getting that phone call from Shay, obviously very devastated. I guess she was wilding out, going a little crazy. I think she even told me that she punched the dresser because that's how upset she was at I guess, the way that she had passed away. I was very sympathetic, and the day that my grandma passed, I knew what she was talking about, and she went through the whole process with me, and I think we both kind of just fed off of each other because we knew how much our grandmas meant to each other.
This concludes our very first video. This is our intro, giving you guys a little background about us and our friendship and why we decided that we wanted to document it for the world to see.
We're going to be making a lot more videos, so stay tuned. I'm going to be recording everything, so sorry if my hair is not, on point all the time.
Don't make me come out my rap. No, I'm just